I don't have my technical team here with me today because I'm traveling, but I'm just making the last minute adjustments because it's a little bit complicated getting these brainwaves projected. We're going to be doing the third brainwave experiment tonight, so just bear with me one more minute. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. We're up and running. We've got to get our IP adjusted. We're gonna hold on just a second. It looks like the brainwaves are going. That's good. Let's keep working on this. Let me see how we can get it. Okay, go over here to the console. Gotta get the lights working. This is working out pretty good so far. Everything's looking good. Okay, I want to do a little test here. Just make sure that everything's working. In 23 seconds, brainwave should appear. That'll be like the major test. 16 seconds, 14 seconds. Looks like things are going good. 7 seconds. And counting down to brainwave appearance. 0 seconds. There they are. Okay, we're going to go on over to Lichess. Oh, let me explain a few things first. That's me here, StineItch. Right up here is the brainwaves. The red ones on the top are delta. The purple ones are theta. The light blue ones are alpha. The green is beta. The orange is gamma. And this is the third experiment that we're doing. If you caught the other experiments, you probably know all of these things. I'm just going to run through really quick what this is all about. These are unprecedented experiments on Twitch to make correlations between brainwaves and the thought of a chess player and over-the-board play. Those are brainwaves of the subject, which is me, transmitted in real time as I'm going to play a game or a number of them and do a little bit of analysis. And you, the observers, have a very important role in this. It's just like when NASA asks people to look at photos of Mars or asteroids and look for patterns. Because sometimes people, human beings can actually find patterns that, for example, a computer program couldn't or artificial intelligence couldn't do it. People are really good at that. So I'm the guinea pig and you are the observers. Yeah, you're the scientists, and it's your job to look at the patterns. It's a little bit hard to, jump in on the chat whenever you want to. But if you're watching this later, go over to the YouTube because the StineItch channel is there on YouTube. Just go over there and you can put whatever observations you have about the brainwaves on the YouTube, StineItch YouTube. Okay, so let's go ahead and play a game, shall we? And my grandson was telling me the back channels, a lot of people were advising me to be a little bit more proactive in describing my state of mind, because this is all about correlating mind state with brainwaves. So he told me that a lot of the viewers were saying, okay, let's have StineItch talk more about what he's feeling, if he's worried, if he's happy, just exactly what he's doing. Is he analyzing the position? Is he looking ahead? Is he just feeling afraid or feeling jubilant? Anyway, instead of giving the normal rundown of strategy and analysis during the game, you're going to hear a lot more just what they call stream of mind or frame of mind descriptions as I'm playing this game, because that's all part of it. It's an experiment. Whether I win or whether I lose, we're all going to win because we're going to correlate brainwaves with chess play. So without any more ado, I'm going to go over here and play a game. I think it's kind of cool just to choose black or white randomly. I don't normally tell, lead chess what I want. And here we got white. And we're just going to attack that knight. Okay, I'm not really feeling too afraid about this. I've seen this opening quite a few times, and I think we're going to have an easy time controlling what's happening here. But, I'm reacting to his moves. Everything is surprising. My strategy right now is just I'm going to develop this bishop and castle kingside and start an attack, with my pawns. I've got a number of advanced pawns up here. I really like how this one is pretty well protected there. I'm going to just go for it, try to double up those pawns a little bit. I might be able to get an attack down here using what? I can't do this too prematurely. I'm just going to, I don't know if I want to castle over there yet. I'm going to bring a queen up because I want to bring a bishop up to here. Because I'm going to bring a bishop up and then bring my knight out to here. He'll have a good move right now if he moves his queen up into here. Yeah, he did that. I think that was a good move. This will shore up this pawn. This pawn will no longer be under attack. It's interesting play. It seems like I could do something here. If I move this up, this pawn is still protected by the knight. I might just try that. Why not? Let's just see what happens if I do that. He can't take that pawn with either of his knights, and he can't take it with his pawn either because his pawn is pinned. Well, he took it with his knight. Is that possible? I don't know why he did that. I don't know. It looks like he just kind of like lost a knight, but maybe he's got something in mind. Okay, I'm going to block. This looks pretty strong for me. These two knights protect one another, and I also got my rooks kind of protected there. Okay, I can take that knight. Okay, it's time to castle, I guess. Queenside doesn't look very good. I can get an attack down this file really quick if I'm not careful, but I do have my queen here. And now this knight can move. I'm going to put him in check. It looks like my knights, like I say, are protecting one another. That pawn could be a kind of a lost cause anyway. Now I got him shored up with my queen. Is there anything I can do here? I really don't know. I'm just doubling things up. I'm a piece ahead, so I'm feeling kind of confident, but not totally. Who knows what could happen in this case? Just going to take my queen down here and see what happens. Interesting move. I kind of saw that could happen. Okay, I'm going to get another rook ready to come down there and check against his king. We have much more equal material now. But I do have the 2 rooks compared to he's got the rook and the bishop. And I guess it's already time to come down here and put him in check. We're just going to see what happens here. And I'm going to get him again with this queen. Okay, and he resigned. I guess he saw what was happening. I should be very happy right now. I got to be careful not to furrow my brows. So when I said I'm going to be happy right now, I furrowed my brows a little bit, and that might have changed the brain waves a little bit because they do measure, forehead muscles. I think stimuli as well. So I'll try not to furrow my brow, but I'm pretty happy about that. Playing against a guy rated above 1900. He's not professional or anything, but he's a strong player and was able to win using the brainwave techniques in not very many moves. And, I played that guy 3 times in the past and won every time, so that's pretty cool too. Oh no, we tied the first game we played. So that was pretty consistent. We'll go into the analysis board now and just see why he resigned or why she resigned. I didn't even check the person's name to tell you the truth. Who knows about gender nowadays? I have to use a gender. What do they call it? A gender neutral pronoun, maybe. Getting a little what's up action there. I was just checking. Okay, so let's see how this worked. Okay. That's what's cool about lead chess is you always get. I'm so happy that everything's working. I got the brainwaves projecting, all the batteries on. I don't have a lot of battery on this headband. You can see the battery right up there, and there's a battery symbol there. We won't be able to play the brainwaves very long because there's a little battery right in there. That's the Muse 2. Not that I'm advertising it or anything, but I do think it's a pretty cool product. If anybody's interested in knowing what I'm using, this thing over here is the HTTP screen streamer. It's a free app on Google Play, and it just puts my cell phone in the screen. Okay, and that's the lead chess, which is free. Let's go over to the lead chess and look. At the analysis, you just request the analysis, which is totally free. It's really cool. And let's see what we get here in terms of analysis. Look, white was really far ahead. Black got some advantages there at the beginning, kind of like at the end of the opening, actually. Then white went way ahead. We kind of blundered there and went back to kind of like 0. Not to 0. I mean, we were still doing okay. We were just like even with black in this area. And then we went really up high, and that's when he resigned. He resigned with mate and 6. So, yeah, it was pretty strong. I was going to move this queen down here to get him out of the line of this queen. My back row is protected against any checks by his queen because his only move was to do this, and I was going to do this. And he was going to do like that. That might not be quite as good as I was imagining. Maybe there's another continuation that's better. Let's take a look from the beginning. Okay, here we go. White, this was I call this a King's Gambit, but he didn't really let me do the King's Gambit because he moved his knight out. Yeah, I always play the King's Gambit. And in this case, you see white has kind of an advantage here. They're getting me a little bit of an iffy thing there, but you see we're still slightly ahead on the analysis. I'm making a lot of iffy moves here, but you notice we're still very even and we have a lot of possibilities, a lot of attacking possibilities. We're still ahead. Here's where I made a few mistakes. I said that I wanted to bring this bishop out. He had a very strong move here, though, with his queen against that. Somehow, a lot of his threats did not materialize. Oh, that was cool. I was debating whether to move that pawn up 2. Leach has the same move it up 1. I moved it up 2, and we're suddenly way down here. But he didn't find, it's a very tricky position. He didn't find continuation. He kind of like lost a knight there. Still has some attacking moves. That's interesting. They say I could have brought the king out there. That looks like a good move too. I brought the knight up. That's marginally worse. He took there, which was really bad for him. I don't know why. He kind of like just started giving away his pieces, I guess. Oh no, he was able to trade that. Okay, and I didn't pick the right move there. I should have put him in check immediately. I castled, but then he developed his bishop and still gave me the chance to get the check, which I should have done in the last move. Let me see what Lichess says to do here. If you click this little button here, it tells you what the next best move is by white. Oh yeah, okay, so I did the right move according to Lichess. Put him in check again. They're saying to move this knight up. I don't know. Lichess looks very far in the future. I don't know why. Let's see. When I moved the knight over, I went from 6.9 to 6.4. I'm still ahead by more than 6 pawns, almost 2 pieces. Okay, they're saying I should have brought that out to attack his queen. I just brought that down to attack his bishop. He took my knight. Now I'm ahead 7.2. Now it's interesting. They're saying that... Oh, that's cool. I see that move. That would have been better. If I bring the queen over here, then whatever he does, it's going to be difficult for him because he cannot bring the bishop back after I bring this rook down. I'll just show you how that would work. If I brought that over, Lichess says his best move is here, I guess, to give his king an escape square. But at this point, I can bring my rook down, and he has to bring his king into the escape square. He can't interpose his bishop because now I have the queen to take him. But they're saying the best thing would be down here to get this battering ram across the 7th rank. But that's not what I did. He took me. I took him. He took with the queen. I'm still 5.5 ahead. And I still should bring the queen over, they're saying. Instead, I forced his queen out, and that was bad. They're saying that now it's like we're at 0. We're basically even. He did the wrong move. He took with his queen, which was not right. And I went back there. He went there. Oh, that's what I could have done. I just take his queen. I didn't even... Maybe I would have seen that in the game. I don't know. I like the queen just sitting there. After a couple of seconds, you might see that. That would have been cool, in fact, to suddenly see that queen with the brainwaves, if that had happened during the game. Okay, let me see if I have battery left. If I have battery left, I'll play another one. Let me see what the battery looks like. Oh, yeah, my battery looks like you can see right there. It looks okay. So that was fun. Not to beat this to death or anything, but I figure... why do just one game? We're all set up and everything with the experiment. Let's do one more of these brainwave experiments. I can see, I don't have my production crew here, but I'm just looking at the board, everything in the Twitch studio. Everything seems to be working okay. And I'm looking at myself over here on the Twitch too. I can live. Everything looks okay. So, and my microphone is moving as I speak. That's a big plus. A couple of nights ago, I had to delete a video because I talked the whole time and didn't get any sound for some reason. When Paul's here, it's worse. Paul's my assistant director, and I'm traveling and doing everything alone. But when he's working, it's even worse. I out there sometimes playing a game of chess, and my viewers can't even see the game board until they complain in the chat. But jump right in on the chat whenever you want to. My grandson just sent me on the what's up here. He says 1,637 lurkers. So I'm playing in front of a large audience tonight. My grandson has special software that can see how many lurkers are out there. The really hardcore ones that don't even show up in the viewer count. But anyway, I'm glad that they enjoy the game, even though they don't jump into the chat very often. Once in a while, one will come out of the woodwork. Sometimes I'll say something like, I just typed something here like, what did you think about that? And every once in a while, that kind of baits them a little bit, and they jump out and say a response. What did you think about that one? I don't know why. Sometimes I just chat in the here and they jump out. What do you think about that? And it's fun to interact in the chat. It's so cool. Sometimes the chat's really hopping here. It's not doing too much right now, but we'll get some replies, I'm sure. Okay, let's do the next game. I'm going to go back to the Lichess. And again, I just believe in Lady Karma. I'm not going to pick white. I would love to play the King's Gambit again. But I'm just going to create a game in Lichess when you click the big king in the middle to create the game. This big king right here in the middle. They assign you white or black, more or less randomly. It seems to alternate between white and black a lot. Like I played white, so now I got black. Doesn't always do that. I don't know why they. Oh no, that's interesting. Okay, I've seen this game before. You take and you take. Now queen. Okay, so you pawn. That's. I guess I'll just immediately to attack him with my knight, and I'll attack him again with my queen. I think it's kind of cool to kind of pressure him into reacting. I read once that you can actually pressure a person into reacting, and it's like a good strategy because then he can't do what he wants to do. Now that brought possibilities to take this pawn. If I had tried to win a pawn by taking that, he would have won a pawn there. And now he's protecting that pawn. So if I pin this, like, he just brings this thing here, and so I don't know. I'm going to do something that maybe isn't totally correct, but I think he's going to develop his bishop to here because he probably imagines I'm going to come here attacking this pawn another time. Well, he didn't do that, but that's interesting. I guess I'm doing okay. Wow, that's interesting. I can double his pawns, but that doesn't really help me all that much. This helps me. If he castles or something, well, yeah, and he did, but that's all right. If I take him, he needs to take me, and that looks okay to me. He's going to have to. Oh, he didn't take me. See, now he kind of screwed up there, I think. He kind of was supposed to take me there and put me in check because otherwise he lost that bishop. Okay, you see, at the levels I'm playing at, and that, I would like to play at higher levels, but I'm just not serious enough to be a professional or something like that. But at these levels, that guy's rated 1836, and a lot of my viewers are rated much lower, even 1,000. And you'll see, even at that level, 1836, people are making mistakes, like total blunders. But I'm hopefully, the brainwaves made like, a really cool jump or something right at that moment. So that'll be interesting, when I saw that blunder, I'm going to go back later, and you guys, my viewers, can do that too. Just go back to where that blunder was and see what the brainwaves when I suddenly saw that he blundered that. Oh, like they're not a cell phone, but for some reason they're stopping up there. I don't know. This whole setup, because I'm traveling, I'm using the Wi-Fi at the hotel. It's a little bit slower. At home, I have 500, and this is just freezing. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me let me just look at this program that I have, the HTTP screen stream. Okay, it looks like it's still broadcasting and everything. Okay. Gonna go back now to the brainwaves and see if they, I don't understand. I mean, okay, now they're working better. Sometimes these systems, if you just look at them and they know you're looking at them, they start to behave kind of like kids, I guess. Okay, so I hope you liked it. That was great. We won a game. Uh, I put my, did you see the delta wave go way up there? The red one is the delta wave. They say when you put your hands up like this, um, it gives you like a really great feeling inside your brain. Have you ever seen Lion King when the king puts his hands up in the air? You have like two poles in your brain. When you feel really great inside, you have a tendency to put your hands up like that. And they say if you just sometimes put your hands up like that, you also activate something in your brain. I just demonstrated that here. So if you don't learn anything else about playing chess or anything from these videos, maybe just take that home as a takeaway. When you before a job interview or something, stick your hands up in the air for a little bit, and you're going to feel better. You're going to feel kind of courageous. Breathe deeply and everything, and activates your brain and makes you feel a little bit better. Okay, let's do the analysis here. And just see how we did on that game. Analysis board, like I say, once again, all totally free. Totally free on Lichess. It's so cool. Lichess is the best thing going in terms of chess. Now, look at that. When you see a flat line like that, totally different from a brainwave, it's really flat. It means both sides are playing very, very well. When it goes up and down a lot because people are making mistakes and blundering, but this is how chess is really supposed to be. White had a very slight advantage for a while and then blundered. And if you look at the numbers, Lichess has these numbers here. My opponent had 0 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, and 1 blunder. And while StineItch, using his brainwave technique, had 0 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, and winning the game by resignation. So it's kind of like a victory for the brainwaves. So let's take a look at from the beginning, shall we? So now that you see 000 right up to the blunder, you can be pretty sure that this is a great opening to play as black. This is called the Caro-Kann. Look, white's also doing great. That's not bad. The game's staying even. White should get a little bit of an advantage, but just staying even is also good. Like you saw, no inaccuracies. And actually, Lichess is very, very strict. Like if you do anything like a little bit weird, like when I play the King's Gambit, that pawn to f4, they rate that as an inaccuracy. Now they did not relate that. They did not rate that one as an inaccuracy. So that's a good game. So, and then I did the correct thing, challenging both those pawns. He took, I took. he advanced. Once again, no inaccuracies by either player. Again, no inaccuracies. White's getting a slight advantage here, very slight. He's less than 1 pawn ahead, which doesn't mean that much. If it was like a classic game against two masters, okay, it might be more significant, but in a 5-minute game against two amateurs, being a pawn ahead or 0.9, or now he's 0.4 ahead is virtually nothing in the opening. Okay, we're developing pieces. We're getting ready to castle. Now, I took that, and like I said, the knight was attacking this bishop. He immediately has to take this bishop, not in order not to lose a piece. But he blundered there, and you can just look here to show Lichess. If you can see those little arrows there, Lichess is saying for me to do what I did. And White is ahead by 6.8. Now, that's a lot different than 0.9. That should be a one game. You know, not considering time problems or anything. Because, you know, I've just won one piece, but with the position and everything, it's more than a piece. I'm ahead more than 2 pieces, considering everything. So he resigned. She resigned. What's the gender? They resigned. The gender neutral would be they, because the name, you know, just like pleasant. Pleasant is kind of like gender neutral. So, okay, so let's, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments on the YouTube if you notice patterns. And like I said, I'm the guinea pig. I'm doing, you know, those are my brainwaves. You are the observers. Try to help finding these patterns. This is pretty historic. This has never been done before. This is the first time on Twitch. It might be a first time on internet. I don't know. It might be a first time in the world to do a community action like this, where the viewers are invited to find the patterns, to discuss among them. And this could change the history of chess. I mean, chess has changed a lot over the decades. When I was a kid, all you had was books to read. And then you started to get these chess programs, and now you got all kinds of internet databases, and you got so many chess tools. That changed the game a lot. These new things, they're cheaper now. They work very well. You can actually see how you don't really like look inside the brain to see exactly how it's operating, but it does give you a window into, you know, those 5 parameters, which are the waves of the different types of waves in the brain. And if we can find the patterns, just like when I put my hands up, remember? And yeah, I got like the better, you know, the higher brainwave because of that. Could be that by controlling our brainwaves, we protect ourselves against blunders, or we have a better attitude playing, or it's hard to know. If a person, for example, has certain brainwaves that are correlated with a better performance on the board, and you can find another correlation like either steady breathing or eating chocolate or whatever, you might be able to tweak, you know, or enhance somehow. We might correlate blunders and brainwaves of some kind. Like, it's hard to know. I can't predict what we might find. I'm just hoping that by putting them up here and having some observers, you guys can help to discover something. Okay, so without any more ado, we'll end the stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do another experiment tomorrow night. See you guys around. Have a good day, good night, and God bless. Bye-bye.